Come up here and talk about it.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're examining our picks for the 10 humiliating live on-stage breakdowns.
This is so painful to do.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at infamous moments that British entertainment professionals and those performing in the UK lost their composure for one reason or another while on stage. Adele. If there's one thing we Brits can collectively agree on when it comes to our cousins in Australia, they have terrifying critters rolling about. Beyond the typical snakes, crocodiles and the thorny devil lizard, the country also hosts many bugs. And in 2017, Adele got to experience that fun fact when she performed in Brisbane. While riffing with the crowd, suddenly the singer started screaming and waving her arms around. It turned out a mosquito took a chomp out of Adele, causing her to panic, as bugs aren't her favourite things. Instinctively, she slapped the insect. However, the singer started to feel very guilty, but not for long, as a swarm targeted her. Luckily, Adele was able to de-escalate her battle and continue the gig. Michael McIntyre. Comedians are used to getting heckled. Some, like Jimmy Carr, have made a career from retorting to some verbal abuse. However, some performers draw the line at the audience using mobile phones during the set. In 2014, at the Darlington Civic Theatre, Michael McIntyre became enraged when a woman operated her phone during his performance. He reportedly stormed off the stage for an impromptu break, telling security to sort the problem out. Eventually, McIntyre returned and continued his set. However, social media was split on how he'd handled it. Some praised him, as it's very disrespectful to use a phone in the theatre, while others slated the comedian for not incorporating the moment into his gig. Lady Sovereign. Music fans can be a loyal bunch. When an artist sullies their favour, they can turn instantly. And in 2007, that was what happened to Lady Sovereign. After supporting Gwen Stefani, she got to Studio B in Brooklyn, New York, 2 hours late after her car broke down.
What do you mean you don't know me?
And Sovereign insulted the size of the crowd and then went on a rant about the troubles in her life.
This is so painful to do.
The grime artist spoke about how she was only doing the gig for money as she was struggling financially and was bored of performing her own songs. The crowd turned on her and booed, causing Sovereign to leave after only 20 minutes, but not before she insulted the US. Helen Mirren. Imagine you're a drummer promoting the LGBTQ+ festival As One in the Park outside the Gallagher Theatre in London. Only Queen Elizabeth comes out in a regal outfit and screams at you for the noise, with plenty of swearing from her. That's pretty terrifying, and it's what happened in 2013. Kinda.
But look a little closer and there's one person who is not amused.
Instead, it wasn't Elizabeth, but Helen Mirren, who was playing the role in the stage play The Audience. She reportedly left during a performance to lay into the musicians outside for disrupting their work. After that incident, the drummers were a lot quieter. Following this, Mirren arrived at the theatre with a t-shirt supporting As One in the Park, ending the brief and memorable feud.
Would you say the same again?
Yes.
Liam and Noel Gallagher. The two frontmen and brothers of the band Oasis have had some iconic battles with each other over the years, but rarely have we witnessed Liam and Noel Gallagher clashing on stage. Well, on the second night of their legendary performance at Manchester City's former stadium, Main Road, in 1996, we saw just that. As the group launched into Whatever and Liam sang a few verses, Noel tried to get his brother's attention. They then had a verbal fight for a bit, as Noel wanted to restart the song for one reason or another, and after the interruption, Liam did some sulking. After playing the tambourine for a bit, he sat on the floor and smoked while Noel did whatever. Wes Scantlin. Puddle of Mud frontman Wes Scantlin has a vivid history of legal issues, several of which involved illegal substances. And in 2016, the US band came to the Diamond Live Lounge in Doncaster for a gig, and it didn't go great. A topless and very hammered Scantlin slurred his way through songs and needed to be seated to stay upright. Eventually, the other band members had enough, and they walked off, leaving Scantlin by his lonesome, as the now hostile crowd turned on the singer with a load of swearing. The stage mic was soon turned off as Scantlin tried ranting and singing. Instead, a song was playing on the PA system. It was a real mess. Eric Clapton. Alcohol and musicians can apparently be a shambles of a mixture.
Come up here and talk about it.
And Eric Clapton, who blamed his drinking and substance abuse for this infamous incident, might relate. But it doesn't excuse his vile words. In 1976, the guitarist was performing in Birmingham when he stopped to go on a racist rant filled with slurs against immigrants. He ended with the far-right phrase, "Keep Britain white." Yikes. On top of that, Clapton issued his support for controversial far-right politician Enoch Powell, who made that grim Rivers of Blood speech in 1968. The Clapton incident contributed to the creation of the Rock Against Racism movement that began that same year to tackle similar issues and embrace diversity.
When I realised what I said, I just was so disgusted with myself.
Shirley Manson. During their Not Your Kind of People World Tour in 2012, the Scottish band Garbage arrived at the Mares Vivas Festival in Gaia, Portugal to perform. But one unruly fan behaved poorly and threw items around, potentially injuring others. Not on Shirley Manson's watch. The lead singer launched into a tirade of brutal and delightful threats against the individual, telling them they'll go home to their mummy in tears. The other fans lapped up the drama as they cheered. After further graphic descriptions involving the security team, Manson told the fan not to mess with her since she was on her period and she could eat meat. Amazing. Elton John. Some overexcited fans can't help themselves and can tarnish the gig experience for others. In 2018, Elton John was finishing up his residency at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. As he performed Saturday Night's All Right for Fightin', some fans were brought on stage to surround John's piano. However, a couple of them got grabby and kept touching the legend as he played, even when he was visibly uncomfortable and swore at them repeatedly. With their relentless hands not stopping, the musician walked off as staff cleared the crowd from the stage. When John returned, he announced no more people would be on stage on Saturday nights as that group had ruined it.
No more coming on stage on Saturday night.
Royal Blood.
I guess I should introduce ourselves, seeing as no one actually knows who we are.
While you might be a musician of a specific genre performing at a festival mainly for another, it's best not to have a tantrum and disrespect the audience. But that's what Royal Blood did in 2023 at BBC Radio 1's big weekend event in Dundee, Scotland. Near the end of their set, frontman Mike Kerr became hostile to the crowd.
We're having to clap ourselves because that was so pathetic.
He mocked them for not knowing who the band were, which sounds like his problem really, as well as being annoyed at their lack of enthusiasm. The duo finished by flipping everyone off as they left. It was weird. After the controversy, Kerr dropped the stage persona. He stated he was doing a performance and didn't realise it would explode like this.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.